Old devil come to him to field one day, saying one of your family I'm gonna take away, saying fire, diddle-I, diddle-I, fire, diddle-I, diddle-I day.
Okay, we're recording now. We've gone underground. This is the underground. It's a side-on map, and so this here represents a hole. There's a gate here. Varix and Feyen are contemplating whether or not to go through the gate and descend into the depths, and Minim and Naya somewhere else. There we go.
So I was just saying, they were asking about how easily they could, affix kind of grapples and ropes and stuff. I'm going to say that's basically pretty easy. There's various nooks and crannies in the kind of rock, and various fixtures and things. So you can use your ropes reasonably freely.
Oh wait, ropes would be in the Explorer's Pack, wouldn't they?
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
in any
good.
case, you do have them, and they have been made nice and useful by Nye's modifications.
I still have that sparkling thing that I stole from Umov as well.
Oh, yeah?
I'll look at that some other time, though. Shall we... sorry, is it us at the moment, or is it Minimum?
Yeah, let's say it's still you and Varix. You're confronted with this gate.
That looks important. Should we take a look?
It actually has... how would you say it? Like, kind of woven into the designs of this kind of metallic gate are a bunch of symbols that you have no particular context to be able to, decipher them. Actually, wait, you have communication, don't you, Feyen? So
I
actually,
do, yes.
give me a intellect roll, difficulty 4, I think, to interpret these kind of symbols that are made into this gate.
Oh, I took that as my trained skill as well, by the way, because I thought I've been using it a lot.
Yeah. Cool.
If I think flex skill doesn't stack with it, doesn't it? Does it make it specialized? That was just a special ability somebody else had?
Okay, so the way specialization
that was
works
Zion,
is
yeah.
basically double training. So
Yeah.
I don't know how flex skills work, but if it basically just gives you training in something, like temporary training, then technically that would stack with other training.
I think you can only use one skill at a time, though. So
Yeah, I think I would say...
if special skill
think
that
it's just-
Zion had, I'm not gonna
yeah, I think...
just take that because that's
No, I
his
think
thing.
I think I'll just do that just as a basic house rule for Jax. So
Okay.
if you want to use your flex skill to specialize in a skill that you're already trained in, you can do that. Otherwise, you can take a new skill, but you can only be trained.
Okay.
So in this case, for communication, you will be trained,
Okay.
and it is difficulty 4.
Oh, I've already had my flex skill in it previously, though, and that's still active till tomorrow, probably.
Yep, cool. Yeah, that's fine. So it's in communication, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Point of effort, because I've gotten really good at communicating and figuring things out. So let's see what happens. Yeah, that worked.
All right, you definitely. I think you were there in the graveyard before, actually, and you can see some of the iconography bears some similarity to that. And essentially, what it boils down to is that these are basically warning signs. You see prominently several of these circles with triangles inside that seem to accord to radiation.
Oh, that could mean anything.
And there are just various other somewhat hard to decipher, but clearly warning, like danger signs that are done into there.
We know there's danger here, but we need answers, damn it. So
Very true. So the gate itself seems locked shut. There is a ancient control panel on there that if you have any tech skill, you can try and use. Otherwise, you'll have to try and somehow force your way through the gate or possibly find some other route.
I have a mechanic skill and a Numenera skill, but not any sort of computer skill.
Oh.
So is this a panel?
No, I think
Have a-
those would definitely cover something
Okay.
like getting through a key lock, essentially.
Oh, a key lock, kind of a key thing. I'm very
Uh,
good at sabotage. I don't know if that applies in this case, though.
That definitely applies. Yep.
Oh, well, I would like to sabotage the lock, if possible, because I don't
Excellent.
think we care about locking
Yeah.
it, do we? I mean,
I'm not sure I'm super fussed about radiation either. I mean,
I'm sure it's
I'm pretty sure the barracks is going to be fairly immune to radiation at this point.
and my body's
If
if I
already...
have, then I'm gonna mutate. Oh my god!
My Fayin is already a ravaged husk of a man anyway. I don't think a little radiation will make much of a difference.
All right, cool. So nice. All right, so Fayan, give me a. I'm going to say you're specialized in this
Mm-hmm.
because you very much like to get into places where you shouldn't be,
I
so
am.
that you can get hold of things that you shouldn't have.
Oh, yes.
And all right, let's say this is going to be difficulty. Let's say 4.
And his
Okay.
mum said that would never come into real life.
What's which stat is that? Is that intellect or speed or
I
dexterous
think that
nature?
would be probably intellect.
Okay. I'll leave a 1 point of effort in for now, and let's see if I can do something cool.
Nice.
Wow.
All right. So I'm
Ooh,
actually going
perfect.
to. Nice. So for a start, the gate kind of rumbles and clanks to life. It's clearly the mechanism is rather stiff, but pretty quickly it draws aside into the kind of gaps in the wall that you might be able to see. So it is now completely open. I'll also say that rather than just like trashing the panel, you're actually able to, hack into the memory register and draw out what the password seems to be for this gate. And let's say you also find like a bank of kind of passwords for other doors and gates and things within this complex as well as a result of your nice 20.
Oh, IT security. That's not how you
Indeed.
do it.
So,
Password was password.
Massive hulking gates, giant graveyard wolf thing, stores of passwords on a text file on the desktop. Not cool. Okay.
nice. Okay, so you have access to the bottom portion. So now let's pass back to Minim and Nai. So you're in let's see. So in this room, which has clearly been underground for a long time, although it's not too badly preserved, it's a rather dry and kind of warm environment, given the desert up above. And let's see, in here, there's a bunch of very ancient and mostly kind of crumbled and decayed. There's a load of kind of papers like scrolls. There are some that seem to be made out of a kind of plasticky material that have survived better, although they are not in a language that you immediately recognize. So there's nothing in particular else that seems particularly useful in this room that you're in right now.
Should we grab up some of the better preserved things just in case we could have a look at them later?
Oh, like the papers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you want, you can give me like an intellect roll to try and decipher if there's anything in particular on them now, or you can just, keep them and save that for later.
Yeah, I mean, like, I suppose you could kind of have a rifle through and see if there's like diagrams that immediately jump out as something that's passable.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so I'll say, like, right off the bat, because of your sense for these things, Minim, that you are indeed able to. I mean, basically, what you recognize is that the basic designs and symbology and alphabet and stuff that is on these scrolls is similar both to the symbols that you've seen on the gravestones and stuff, and it is also rather similar to the new designs that were being made in the temple up above. So you have that, and make me a intellect roll difficulty 5 to decipher some more specific information.
Does that count as Numenera?
Yeah.
Cool.
So you can be specialized and all that jazz.
Wow!
You.
All right, let's see. So let's see. No, I've got one option, but I think I'm going to go with something different. So, as you rifle through these papers and so forth, let's say Nai is probably being relatively like careful in like picking one up and trying to read it and so forth, whereas as you are so close to the great rather malignant feeling, but certainly very powerful presence that is clearly lurking within the depths of this graveyard, you become rather incensed and you have a feeling of kind of overflowing with these powers, as it's almost visibly kind of crackling over your kind of porcelain surface, and it is a rather strange feeling. And as a result, your natural instincts are rather harder to restrain, and you find yourselves basically just kind of smashing your way through these papers and things, and inadvertently you as you kind of basically slash aside a bunch of papers, you find yourself slashing into the well, seemingly corpse of one of these creatures that you've seen entombed in the sarcophaguses up above. However, unlike the ones that are up above, this one is not so mummified and desiccated and, well, basically, very much dead and gone. Although initially inert under this big pile of papers and just slumped in a position that it's clearly been in for who knows how long, as soon as you attack it, it immediately springs at you, making an attack. Let's see. Do I have a picture that really sums these up? Not particularly. For now, just imagine a relatively generic kind of app-human, basically humanoid form, but rather effed up and unfamiliar. It seems very muscular, basically naked. It has kind of greenish skin, but not kind of scaly. It's more kind of lumpy and amorphous, and perhaps somewhat decayed looking as well. However, it is clearly rather powerful and, above all, quick, as it jumps up right out of these papers and just lunges straight for you. Nye, you're perhaps kind of heading up into the corridor, kind of where your icon is, so you're kind of somewhat above this all.
Okay.
And let us roll initiative, so for you guys at least.
Mm-hmm.
So let
Yeah,
me get rid of that. So Minim and Nye, give me that, and let me just get a token.
Heh.
All right, I'll just hold on. I need a icon for this thing.
Maybe like a Vorcha.
That's a good one. All right. Cool. Okay, so actually, I guess he's going to be coming up from below, so stick him over here. All right, so Minim, actually, wait, let me give him his initiative. Yeah, he's going to be, oops.
What a minger.
You won't be taken as a pet.
I can't see him. Where is he?
He is down with Minim and Nye.
I can't see him at all.
That's
Maybe just it's not
strange.
important.
Let's
I'm not
see.
fighting him, but he's invisible. Oh, wait, no, I see him. I see him.
Yeah, he's down in
Yeah.
the corner of the room. Right, so
Okay.
he is simply lunging at you with a melee attack, Minim. So make me a presumably speed defense to avoid that. He is level 6, which means the target number is 18. Nice. All right, so you successfully managed to dodge out of his way as he just swings wildly up towards you in a state of some disorientation. He just kind of collapses against the wall over here. He seems disoriented, not just from having been woken up from, who knows how many potentially centuries he's been asleep, but also taken aback by the fact that everything is on a tilt like this. So he's just kind of clinging awkwardly onto the wall over here. So that is his turn. Actually, wait, is it? Yes, it is. So it is now Nye's turn.
Okay. Plunging strike.
Yes, you are indeed in a position nicely perched up on the wall here, that you could certainly do that with...
Okay, it's going to cost me 1 speed, I think. Yeah. Okay, so...
I'm going to say he is
maybe
level...
6,
I'd say he's level 5 because he's disoriented.
Let's see. So would this be attack? So I'm trained. I'm going to put... And... Go!
Oh, so he, despite his disorientation and your superior position, he clearly has, I'm going to call him, he has, clearly has excellent reflexes, as he, once again, even before you strike onto the wall where he is, he bounds over onto the opposite wall, so basically over the top of Minim, and then slams himself.
I kind of realized that didn't put the effort in that I put.
Oh, really? So how much did you put?
I used 1 effort. I thought I did. I mustn't have clicked outside the box.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, if you just subtract that effort cost yourself, then in that case, let's say that you hit him. So how much?
If I have an edge of 3, does that just take away 1 level of effort?
Yeah, exactly. So that means you basically have 1 free effort.
Okay, then fair enough.
Cool. Okay, so you successfully slam your swords right down onto him. He has a very thick, tough hide. What damage does the swords do?
Sorry, say it again.
The swords do 6 damage, right? Because they're a heavy weapon, and then...
Yeah, I'm just using it as 1 sword, so it's...
Yeah, and then the plunging strike does what?
An extra 2.
Okay, so 8. Nice. Okay, so you land with a serious impact, but it seems almost like that is what does more damage than the actual swords, simply because his hide is so thick and tough, and he has a rather burly build. He lets out a aggrieved kind of wobbling grunt, and actually he rolls away from you down into the corner of the room here. So that is Nye's turn. And now it is Minim.
This thing couldn't be... I mean, I know it's just attacked us, but maybe it wouldn't be...
Oh, sorry, you cut out there.
Intelligent enough. Sorry, it wouldn't be intelligent enough to be talked down.
It certainly makes no sign of having made any type of communication to you so far, other than aggression and just kind of confusion, basically.
By the way, my assumption is that we've got like glow globes or something, that there's no light source in here, or is there?
Yeah, that's kind of the assumption. So you will have light emitting from your characters, which, basically comes from a glow globe.
Sure.
Because it's annoying just to treat them as separate objects.
Sure.
And but there are also other sources of light that you can see around the distant corridors and stuff as well.
All right.
Although there isn't one in this room. You're just relying on your glow globes. So let's see. Yes, it is Minim's turn.
Okay. Guess I'm just gonna kind of lunge at him with a phased attack. So it's a regular attack, but I can whack a phase thing element on it, so it's it ignores their armor. And
okay.
Nice.
Okay, so this thing isn't actually wearing any clothes or armor. However, it does have a thick kind of hide / layer of kind of muscle, which you are able to simply phase through and get to the more vital organs inside, or at least aim to.
Yeah.
He is, I'm going to say he's back up to level 6 since he's intentionally kind of got his back up against a wall.
Okay.
And he is presenting his, he has kind of rather large claws himself on both his hands and his feet. So he's kind of doing the cat thing and, presenting all his claws to you. So he is level 6 and you are presumably making a might attack if you're attacking physically.
Let's see. Nye does the whole panache thing, doesn't she? So that's
yeah,
that's a
get a
bonus
plus.
+1, is it?
Yes, it is.
Bonus. Whoops, not that. 6. That's tricky. Let's whack. Oh, that's actually really big. Okay. Instead, I'm going to.
He does seem very, at least physically powerful.
Yeah. Alright, well no, I've already committed to an attack, so I'm going to carry on with that. Let's just play that neat for now. It's very unlikely to work, but oh well, never mind.
Ooh, nice. Okay, so you're alright, yes, you're making your phased attack, and is that just with your kind of claws basically?
Yeah.
Cool.
Medium.
Nice. Oh, and so, sorry, how much damage is that?
4.
And that's ignoring armor.
Yeah,
Nice.
I don't know how you're like working armor for NPCs, but
They have armor same as you basically.
okay, fine, sure.
But yeah, as you say, you get past in this case. So nice. So he lets out, in this case, a rather more piercing and vocal kind of scream. He clearly has like a mouth, vocal tract, etc. And the sound echoes out throughout the corridors of this. Of this kind of underground complex, which have clearly lain silent for a long time indeed.
Excellent.
In fact, the sounds of this fighting is heard as it echoes dimly up through the caves, up by Varix and Phaeon. So how do they proceed?
Oh, I get really agitated because shit's going down. But I mean, we're through the door, right? The door is basically open now.
The gate is open, yes.
The gate is open. So, sorry, you said this already, but how far down does this actually go? I have a hard time, the distance sort of from the gate to.
If you measure with your ruler, it should be accurate, I think.
Okay, let's see. So this is this, but oh, that is quite far. Okay. But you know what? I don't care. I'm just going to, I'm going to jump. So I go, wait, sorry, wait, I have to click. Yes. So move here and then try and jump down here.
Sorry, guys, I stepped away for a minute. Have you just jumped down to? Okay.
Well, I'm about to do something silly, yes.
Okay, are we still in combat-y things?
Nope. So so the tree down below are still in combat, but you two above are not engaged in it.
Okay.
So Varix just decided to leap down into the. Well, actually, you can see a light source down below. So it's rather well lit, at least, but it was a considerable jump.
Geez, that's quite far down.
And considering that he has one leg, I'm going to say this landing safely is going to be a might task, or speed, I guess. Difficulty 4. Because 40 meters or 30 meters or so is a pretty long way to jump.
Oh yeah, for sure. So difficulty 4, I'm not trained in this, but I will apply some effort. And you said speed.
Sure. Yeah, speed, I think.
Yeah, I mean, so the way I'm thinking about it is that he's actually not even trying to, to like gracefully land or whatever. He's just going to.
Oh, cool. I think I think you could do might in that case if you wanted to.
Okay, so yeah, then I'll just.
I think this is one of those situations where different ones could apply.
Apply some effort.
Nice. All right, you slam down like a Dark Souls monster onto the ground in a great cloud of smoke. The sound of the impact kind of rumbles and echoes out throughout the cave. Just as a note, you can. It is. Let's see. No, I'll stick with it being silent. So. Yes, you jump your way down into a further level. As you can see, there's various entrances and things leading off. You can also see various closed doors, but Fayan should have the ability to open them.
Door is my greatest enemy.
It won't necessarily be obvious where all the doors are, I think, just from the lighting.
Is there one where that light is, or is that two?
Yeah, if you see little cracks of light and stuff, and especially if you get close to it, you should be able to see which are the doors. Otherwise, I'll just point them out if they aren't obvious.
Do you want me to make rolls for like short little hops, or?
If you want to, like,
going to jump down to like.
Yeah, I think because you've set up the rope, and because it is not all that, I think you could basically climb down it without too much difficulty.
Okay. So notice there's a thing here, but I don't know what's down here.
That's just kind of the gaps where the gate is retreated into. Basically.
Okay, that's fine.
So yeah, I'd say if you want to just clamber your way down, you do notice that there is a door just here.
Oh, I see. Oh, I think I see them. These little bits here and there. I see them now, the little outlines. A bit blurred for me, but I think I'm zoomed quite far in.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, so places like that are doors. If you want to, I'd say you can either safely get down to Krizin in this turn, or you can try and open this door and see what is inside.
If I try to open this door, I'm not sure if Krizin will be able to get... So I'll open this door that I'm next to.
Yep.
And then I'll see what's behind it. But I'm not going to go wandering too far away from Krizin. Barracks, rather.
Okay, so you managed to, cycle through the little list of basically passwords.
Oh, are these all
passworded
doors?
I'm going to say yeah, basically.
Oh, cool.
Like
That's
to
handy.
reward you for that 20 that you rolled. I'm going to say you basically have the password for these. Although you have to spend, it's going to take you some time still to put them in. So let me get rid of the door. Cool. So you basically, what you see, and again, this isn't really all one structure, it's like different bits of structures kind of crushed together. And what you see in here is something akin to maybe a row of prison cells. They're all this whole space is kind of ornately done up with kind of carvings and symbology, not all of which you understand. You could spend some time to look at those if you wanted. But otherwise, you see cells basically, going off from this main corridor, and inside are basically collections of things and, corpses that are somewhat similar to what you were seeing in the sarcophaguses.
Okay.
So
was that things and corpses, or did you mean corpses and other things?
From what you've been seeing on these little collections of things / corpses and the inscriptions and things that are around them, it kind of seems like each corpse or set of corpses that is in one particular group of things is it probably seems to be a condemned person, and then any condemned items that basically, whether they be dangerous or just too much associated with kind of sin and danger, they're locked away with the bodies as well.
How do these corpses compare to the ones we saw
Zod
on
came on.
I'm sorry, what?
I think we just find the ship that General Zod came on.
Yeah. Sorry, you were asking how the...
do the corpses look similarly, I'm trying to think of the right word, desiccated, compared to the ones we saw on the surface?
Yes, no. So they're clearly very old. Some of them seem to have been preserved by various means, like being basically shrink-wrapped or kind of other means like that, whereas some of them are just kind of unprotected. They tend to be, more desiccated and mummified rather than having completely rotted away because of the very dry atmosphere. so there's kind of a mix, and likewise there's a mix of items that are stored with them. Some of them are very simple, just like a set of clothes and maybe like a knife or something like that. Some of them are rather more complicated and inscrutable machines and other objects and items which are not immediately clear. A lot of them have various scrolls and things in there. Of various states of repair, and there's also a lot of inscriptions on the wall, which basically seem to relate to the crimes that the condemned people are kind of accused of.
Okay, well, I'm going to leave this room for now and go join Varix.
Okay, yep.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh, wait, no, that's it. Is that another light? Can I see, is that door open over there?
Which way is over there?
Up here.
Yes, there is like basically kind of a tilted corridor that is leading up that way, and there seem to be a couple of doors that are open in that direction.
Not easy to get to, but we can go try that another time. There's plenty of doors down here. And I can just hop off, did you say, with the using a rope?
Sure, yeah. Let's say you can just like swing your way down to Varix's location.
Hey, Snake Buddy.
What up?
All right, so let's switch back to the knife fight that is going on nearby between the two and the ancient creature that they've awakened. So let's have you all re-roll initiative. So Minim and Nye, that is.
Right. Ooh,
Oh,
30
golly.
all my good rolls on my armor.
Okay, so just to remind you, as a general rule, a creature like a monster or whatever will always have the initiative equal to 3 times its level. So this is a 6, so it has a initiative of 18. So it's quite tough to beat. So let's see. I'd say by this point, this thing, and you yourselves have kind of heard the sounds of Varix and Feyan descending, or in one case just jumping down a considerable distance. So you know that they're kind of vaguely nearby, although not immediately do they have access to you. I think at this point what the creature does... Oh, sorry, I just need to be on the right layer.
Can I try talking to it? I know I've just stabbed it, but...
you can try that if it's an option when it gets to your turn.
Okay.
So let's see. I think what the creature does is... so it's managed to fend off your attacks and kind of back its way into a corner. And what it essentially does, at this point, it's moving... as I described, it's kind of basically humanoid, although somewhat hunched over and large-limbed. And at this point, it is... crouching down almost in a more kind of animalistic kind of manner. And you also notice that it's previously very dense, tough-looking hide is actually kind of, you'd almost call it inflating, as it almost undesiccates somewhat, you might say. Whatever it's drawing in, it is becoming kind of, I don't know, luscious-skinned, and it's taking on an almost translucent appearance with these structures beneath the skin that don't quite look like organs, but they are discernible kind of, I don't know, planes and strips and filaments of some other tissue beneath the skin. And as it develops in this form, what it basically does is duck its head down, so it's kind of presenting its back and I guess shoulders and kind of neck to you. And there's a sudden, really bright flash of light, along with a kind of booming sound that I'd say maybe doesn't affect you so much, Minim, but does give a kind of moment of like vertigo and generally a feeling of kind of being blasted to Nye in particular. So it's basically a blinding, like almost like a flashbang type attack that it's making on you. So both of you make, I mean, certainly speed, I could believe might, or maybe if you have some other means or trick to avoid this, make me a difficulty 6 defense roll.
Speed, train speed defense, and...
Yep, sure. So you could be like leaping away or, you know, turning yourself away, something like that.
What do Nye's bonus ones actually go towards? Is it any kind of combat roll?
Any attack roll, yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Attack rolls.
Yeah, basically. Well, attack
Hold on a
rolls.
second, I
Yeah.
think.
Okay.
Impressive. +1 bonus to combat rolls. So I'm not sure if that's defense as well. but-
No, that would be attack or defense.
Right. Okay. Right, so gonna spend 3 effort on this one
Holy cow.
because I don't want to get hit. Yo!
Oh boy. Okay,
Fat
I'm
on the
going
boob that
to
was.
throw in an effort, and I'm going to try and quickly duck into the floor.
Nice.
Oh, thank goodness.
Nice, right. So Minim just like pops down into the ground like a whack-a-mole.
Is that a minor effect?
No, because it was an 18 plus 1.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, you do successfully manage to evade the whole kind of attack, and I guess you're basically out of sight as well for whatever might be worth your next move. Now you, however, are hit with basically the full blast of the attack. You try and turn away and raise your arm to fend it off, but the blast is simply too intense to kind of avoid. It's not, by the way. Actually, no. Let's say there is. As well as the kind of light and the impact, there's a element of kind of force as well that basically kind of blasts you a small distance up the corridor, and you take, let's see, I'm going to say 6 points, but ignoring armor. Yeah, I'd say you get moved somewhere up there.
6 points off might damage?
Yeah, so it works like normal damage, so it starts from coming off might.
Ow.
Let's say you get blown through the door into that little room, and it kind of splinters around you, and you are once again surrounded by various kind of mysterious items in the dark in this crypt. Cool. All right. So that is its turn, and it is now Minim's turn. So you're currently popped down into the floor. And I presume that means you're kind of phased as well.
Yeah. I mean, the ghost power sort of works for 10 minutes, and since I sort of phased all the way down here, I figure there's no point in being off.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And you, just as a note, you haven't sensed any particular like phasic, as it were, aspect to this particular creature.
Okay. I'm going to wait for him to run past. So basically, I'm readying an attack on him from behind.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, so you're kind of waiting for his next move, basically, is that right? Okay. All right, so let's say that's basically going to roll over into the next turn, but it will obviously give you an advantage when the time comes. In the meantime, let us go to Nye. So what action are you taking?
Let's see.
I guess, do you think he will have noticed like what happened to Minim? I'll just kind of leave that, to you
Depending on the
to
sequence
kind
of
of
events.
decide.
Yeah, maybe he disappeared just in time in front of me, and I was like, "What?" Splattered back here.
All right, so yeah, let's say you're aware that Minim is kind of phased, but is nearby.
Right. Well,
and you've just suffered a fairly serious kind of impact.
Yeah, I. In any case, I'm so annoyed at that. I'm probably getting knocked back here again. Could I literally jump from here down through the door and use that? As
I would say so. I mean, you can. Let's see. Yeah, I'd say it's down. It's pretty much down, right in the corner. So, yeah, you could probably.
Or I might sort of jump through the door and slide the rest of the way.
Yeah.
With a big sort of sword slash at the end of it.
Yeah, I think that would absolutely work, especially if you're running the tips of your sword, down the wall as you kind of ski down towards it.
Yes, big
I think that would work better than trying to exactly place a jump. Okay, so yeah, let's count that as a plunging strike, basically. And let's see, I'm going to say because it has just changed its form to do this kind of flashbang attack. Let's say it is now currently a level 5.
Right, level 5. I'm going to put 2 effort in. And rolling.
Nice. Okay, so it seems somewhat taken aback by the sudden disappearance of Minim, and as a result, it doesn't really notice you suddenly surfing in an extremely cool manner down the wall, followed by a trail of followed by a trail of sparks. As you swing your swords like overhead or whatever and bring them down the cleaving attack. So that is going to be 8 damage, is it not?
Yes.
Nice. Okay, so once again you land a mighty cleaving blow on it. Clearly, despite the kind of tough hide and flesh, dealing a pretty serious wound, and it now seems both enraged and also fairly seriously wounded. Or, pretty heavily wounded at least.
Oh,
cool. Okay,
since Nye went bombing it past, can I jump in now rather than waiting for it to do anything? 'Cause it's not going to be going anywhere at this point.
Yeah, true. Nope, you can absolutely. In fact, if you want to, you can say that you've like phased through the walls or whatever, so you can attack it from kind of pretty much any angle.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Just pop out from underneath it and stab upwards. Well, upwards, out from the wall, because I guess I'm in the wall at this point.
Oof,
the
okay,
floor, which is the
I'd
wall.
say I'm going to say again it is level. In fact, no, I think because you've basically kind of flanked it pretty well.
Well, it could be the same level, but with an asset, because that works the same sort of way, doesn't it?
Yeah, true. All right, I'm going to say level 5 with an asset.
Cool. Nicht. Oh well.
All right, let's see. All right, so this thing has been attacked pretty heavily. It's been confused by your sudden disappearance, Minim. And as a result, let's see. Yeah, I think because it got higher initiative than you, I'm going to say that it is able to evade your attack, and at the same time, it basically does it by leaping right past Nye and kind of jumping up into the upper portion of the room, and it is now trying to scarper upwards up the corridor, as it clearly feels that it is kind of outmatched in this case. And just as it jumps up, maybe your clawed hand just like jabs up out of the wall behind it. Or something like that, or maybe you just like peek your head out in disappointment. But in any case, that particular attack fails. Let's see. All right, I think from that, it actually summons some of its speed and its kind of natural, adaptation to this place, and it. In fact, scurries along with that movement because it doesn't really attack all the way up and kind of around the corner, and you hear it skittering through the corridors. So it is heading roughly in the direction of Fayan and Varix. So let us see how they react.
Jolly good.
Although they can hear the kind of sounds of conflict and stuff echoing from below, but they certainly can't see anything at this point, at least assuming the line of sight is working correctly.
Yeah, we can't see anything. Can you not see what we can see as well? Doesn't it reveal it for everyone?
No, I kind of have a different view.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we can see the corridor that they're in.
Yeah. We can't I can't at least clearly see which of the 2 corridors lead downwards to them either. So I don't know if that's supposed to be obvious, or does it just all sound big and echoey?
No, that's just a result of how the environment is and where you are.
Okay.
So if you move, you'll be able to get a better idea of the layout.
So which way do you think we should go, Varix? Towards that light, and there's doors over there, or there's some doors down here.
I mean, I think we should go and reconnect with the others as fast as possible, basically. So we probably have no real idea, but it seems like the left way is the way to go.
Yeah. Oh, what's the worst going to happen? Let's go down. I'm
Exactly.
sure it'll be fine. Do. Can you actually see when I'm dragging, or do I have to let go?
Let's see.
You have to let go.
There's an edge there. Okay.
Yeah.
I see a couple
Alright,
of
so there
doors.
is, yeah, so there is, as you can kind of see, you're now effectively on a kind of ledge overlooking what used to be a room, but it's now tilted.
Is this a wall?
Yeah, let's say that's like a ruined pillar or something. So you could probably like jump on it in some way, assuming it doesn't crumble, but it's not kind of blocking your view. There are doors over here and here. Although it's somewhat difficult to get to them because the door's so steep. Let's see. Give me just basically a perception check. If you have any related skills, feel free to pull them in. Lloyd, I have a feeling that you are all curiously absent of any like specific perception skills.
I am. I thought I was, but no.
But in any case, give me a intellect check. Let's say difficulty 3.
3. Okay. Point of effort, as always. Nice.
Nice. And Varix, if you give me one as well.
Yeah. Does this the smelling would help in any way, or?
Yeah, sure. I'd say that can at least let you be difficulty 3, or let's say it counts as an asset.
All right, cool. Intellect, and yes.
Nice. Okay, so let's see. All right, so basically, I'd say you're able to basically get some sense of, even though it's all tilted and everything, and rather hard to navigate, you're kind of able to get a basic, from all the sounds and stuff that you've been hearing, you're able to get an idea of the kind of layout of the space that you're in. And you feel, I hope you're able to see this ping, that basically the corridors that Minim and Nai are in are kind of below you, and if you can see this ping, they're in this kind of this area.
No, I didn't see a ping.
Just
Neither.
below you. Okay, well, they're basically below this kind of wall. Although maybe, and it seems like there could possibly be a couple of weak-ish points in the wall that might lead you in that direction. You also pick up that through this door here, over on your left,
This one here?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. You sense basically a stench of kind of death and decay. Yeah, I guess I'll just kind of leave it at that. Out of this door, you sense nothing in particular.
We can't see where you're clicking. Your little circle things weren't appearing. I take it you mean this door up here.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why your circles aren't appearing. They usually do.
Are they appearing now?
No.
Nope.
Let's see. Oh, I know why. Right, let's try now. Boop.
Yeah.
Secret,
perfect.
Secret power.
Okay, yes. So over here on the left, stink of death. Over here, nothing in particular. And through here, there's there's like a wall basically in separating you from the corridor that the others are in.
Do we want to try and open any of these doors, do you think, before we venture down? Just in case we find something useful for the other guys to...
I mean, I'm still really concerned because I heard something shout, and so I'm really worried. I think I would just punch through the wall if I can figure out where to.
Yeah, so...
what did you hear shouting? Was it Minim, Nai, or some unmentionable beast?
It was the beast, right? But like...
Yeah, I mean, certainly the beast was like screaming and wailing out. I don't know, maybe
me shouting in anger because I was.
Do we want to really go find the beast that's making yelling noises? Because
yeah,
really?
Yeah. Well, I would. You probably wouldn't, but
I'm not sure I want to. I've seen enough yelling beasts.
I'd say that you would have been able to hear that it was a fight involving both this beast and also Minim and Nai.
Oh, okay. Motivation restored. Yeah, let's go. Let's go save them.
Okay, so there's the space just down below you, without going through any doors, that it seems possible you might be able to break your way through the wall and into the adjoining corridor area. Do you want to do that?
Yes.
I probably can't, but I'm sure Varix can.
That sounds like my kind of thing.
Right, so I'd say with this broken pillar thing, you're basically just able to kind of climb down And let's see. All right, so Varix, there is points basically here on the bottom, and just here in the opposite corner, where, yeah, let's just say that the wall is basically weak. And so you can, if you choose, make me a might roll. Even there, it's pretty thick. So I'm going to say might difficulty, I'm going to say 6. Because it's going to be quite a feat to just, bash your way through this wall.
So I apply some effort here. And then, so I, because I'm really, really concerned, so I strain with all my might and then pull back and punch.
Oof, nice.
That's a lot of effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Varix just like beefs himself up and unleashes his usually perhaps more restrained sheer brute strength, and basically just attacks and starts digging away at this wall, finding the weak points in. It seems like there's 2 different sets of walls that have been kind of pushed together, so you're able to find some cracks and kind of pry it apart and then just basically punch your way through the remainder. And as a result, let's see. Right, I can't. Sorry, yeah.
You know what you have to shout?
Sorry.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, I was thinking some sort of wall punching quote, but I couldn't remember a single one. Because I don't think it's been any.
All right, so there's not an easy way for me to basically make an actual hole in the wall, but I'm just going to move you through. And Faye, I kind of presume that you follow Varix?
Yeah, I'll follow my snake buddy.
All right.
I will not leave him behind.
You
I'll
both
watch your back, buddy.
to another kind of small cubicle room, but it is clearly opening onto the corridor below, where it seems like all of this ruckus is going on. And I guess with line of sight, you can maybe see the monster that the other 2 are fighting, just down to your southish.
I can't.
Or not. Okay, in that case, you just can't see it.
Okay.
Cool. So at that point, let us all re-roll initiative, please.
Okay.
First you go tunneling into monsters, now you're walking through walls, completely stealing my shtick.
Sorry. Well, I mean, I'm not tunneling through them so much as punching through them. That's very different.
And I think we need Varix. There we go. All right, so descending. Cool. So once again, it is the rather fearsome beast who is able to go first. And let me just quickly check something. All right, so what it actually does... Yeah, I think what it does is it turns and it basically just, let's say it actually kind of leaps up and braces its feet against its feet and its kind of very powerful legs against the wall, and basically just smashes its way in this direction through a door. So let me just get rid of that door. Whoops. That's nothing. Maybe that even happens. It destroys that door and that door.
I'm just seeing little corners of the map mysteriously lighting up.
Yeah. So basically, let's see. Yeah, so it smashes its way through the doors. It's basically apparently kind of fleeing at this stage. And oh no, that's bad.
Mm-hmm.
What am I doing? Oh, I see. Sorry, guys. Sometimes Roll20 is a bit fiddly.
Yeah.
And, okay, so basically it's barreling its way. It's basically trying to escape. You see it smash through into a room that's kind of directly below you, Varix and Fayan. It smashes its way through another door, and then you possibly catch a glimpse of it as it rounds this corner and disappears into the corridors below, and you actually hear a couple of other doors smash. And it disappears from view and then suddenly goes very silent. So it has basically retreated.
So we just hear a bunch of smashing noises and think, what the hell's going on?
Yes, exactly. And by the way, something I haven't really kind of mentioned too much, or I've kind of mentioned that it's affected Minim, but that consciousness or presence, you might say, that is apparently based somewhere very close to this location. It's been a very kind of overbearing presence to Minim, but even to the rest of you as well. It can be easily felt, kind of pressing down on your awareness, and especially in this very dark, very condemned, and just generally very dangerous kind of space. It is clear that you are not alone down here, notwithstanding the creature who just fled from you.
When you say pressing down on your awareness, what do you mean? How would it feel to someone who doesn't know what psychic stuff is?
Yeah, it's basically just, if you have a feeling of a sixth sense, that is very much kind of blaring right now. And besides that, there's just very much a sense that this is a dangerous, condemned place that people aren't supposed to be, and that is now reacting to your presence in ways that are probably going to be very dangerous. And I think at this point you even get a sense of a kind of genius loci, as it were, or in other words, some sense of an inhabiting entity or awareness. You get a sensation of being kind of watched by the entire space that you're in, and that you are venturing into the territory of something rather unknown and powerful.
I'm feeling really creeped out.
Yeah.
Even more than I thought I would.
Beyond that, you are also seeing quite a lot of the kind of condemned funeral remains, as it were, of both, unfortunately, or rather disquietingly, a bunch of corpses. Not all of them are of the same species, by the way. There are other kind of species and forms as well, and also of the just generally like condemned and dangerously labeled kind of items and things that you've been coming across. Contribute to that sense of foreboding. You've been left alone for now immediately, so you have an opportunity to start kind of exploring this space more freely, hopefully. And with that, we will end the session.
Out come a little devil, a dragging a chain. She picked up a hatchet, split out his brains, saying, "Fi, diddle-I, diddle-I, fi, diddle-I, diddle-I, day."